Now we're gonna try and get Surf on the line. He's not the easiest to get hold of. He's always on IG Live. I might have to tap in there, but we'll see. So I've just messaged him. He said he's on a call with John and he's gonna add me to the call. So let's see how this goes. What? He's on the...
Oh, so my shit
Hey.
wasn't, yours wasn't, huh?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I don't know why it took me so long to join. I'm filming as well, so it's all, you know how this goes. Hey, Surf.
My live that easy?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Hello, Jonathan. Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Hey, John.
I heard you were sending for me. Why you sending for me?
I'm watching your live. I'm just watching you talk shit. Like, I mean, I see niggas celebrating my losses and shit like it's they wins.
Damn.
Those niggas, I ain't celebrating.
Are you sure you...
I retweeted a few things you said.
I didn't celebrate.
Did you buy some rose too? You buy some rose too?
Why would I celebrate if somebody else beat your ass? What they got to do with me?
Huh?
Why would I celebrate if somebody else beat your ass? What they got to do with me?
Because you one of them excited niggas that you the type of nigga that, you know what I mean? Like, that hurt the nigga, you know what I mean?
Is this
like,
a face-off? Have I walked into a face-off?
Nah, I'm definitely not one of them niggas.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I am.
I'm definitely not one of them niggas. I don't like... No. I didn't want to battle you just because I just want to see you lose. I don't want to see you lose, nigga.
Yeah, no one wants to see you lose. Exactly. Okay. Me too. Favorite battler. Talk your shit.
My whole thing is
what are you saying? Exactly.
Better than me. Now another nigga fucking you up. That don't prove nothing. I don't prove nothing like that.
I am better than you.
You're not.
It's all well and good saying that. You say that about everyone. Exactly.
That don't even like it can't even.
I mean, it's never. Listen, see, but that's the thing. Like, it should have never had no sting. I'm glad that you learned that. It should have never had no sting. You are good, John.
Cause you talk good. Cassidy had a sting in his interviews too at one point.
Yeah, when you talk a good talk, you know.
Like, that don't mean nothing.
Exactly.
So can I ask you a question?
Who? John? Okay.
So what I did. So what happened with me and Lux? Does that have anything to do with me and you? Anything?
No, I just said it don't.
Are you talking about rap here?
I just said it don't. But if you get up there with Lux and lay an egg, I'm supposed to expect you to just be totally locked in for me. You already feel like I'm below. You already feel like you had more to prove with Lux, right? You ain't got what you got to prove with me.
I don't got to prove none of you niggas, John.
Nah, you got to prove something.
Well,
I don't got to prove none of you niggas, John.
But when you get up there, you've got something to prove.
I ain't got to prove none of you niggas, John.
It is looking ugly.
This is battle rap. You're not a better battle rapper.
Okay, so we are talking battle rap.
You can't argue that. I don't know how can you argue that.
I don't want to argue though. That's I didn't pull up to argue.
Are you talking to me?
So what is this about then? What is this about?
Right?
Like, well, I didn't tell people to go find John to argue.
No, but you asked me to join the call. You
always argue it, right? Huh? Debating, what you call it?
That's not what I'm here for.
You two are clowns. Listen to you. This is like me talking to my man.
What you here for?
Somebody gotta like take out my anger. Like I gotta take out my anger on somebody.
This is wild. You hearing this, John?
Huh?
I'm not him. I'm not the one.
So you better go and put a shirt on.
I'm not him. That's not even. It's still. That's really not a smart move for you right now. It's really not.
John's a killer, sir.
You need somebody that's gonna make you look good. I'm not him. It's gonna look worse. You're gonna try.
You alright, sir? When am I free?
Never free.
You always busy?
What do you mean?
When you free?
What, to do the show?
Never free.
When you free for me?
for you. I don't really get down like that. If you want to come on, Jonathan.
Surf.
When you
Rajan.
Oh,
Rajan.
okay. I thought you were talking to me, Seth. Sorry.
You care about battle rap now? I need to know.
Sorry about that.
Like, I need to know. Because I just want to know where your focus is at.
No.
You don't care about battle rap?
What if my focus was just specifically beating your ass? What if I said I don't care about battle rap, but my focus was specifically beating your ass?
You just want to beat John John?
Because I'm beating my ass all of a sudden.
No, I just said, what if I said that? It's not. It's really
is it?
not.
Well, then why say that?
I seen some tweets. I was looking for Cortez too. I'm only speaking of, it was some fans.
And now you're looking for John John and Cortez.
I had some fans. They had some haters. Added some battles.
That's petty, sir.
I just said, all I said was, what if that was my focus?
Why are you sitting on Twitter hypothesizing?
I'd be flattered.
You niggas are wild.
I mean, it ain't like, still don't scare me. I mean, that's what's up. But
well, Seth, you've lost, your bark has lost its bite.
That's what's up.
You talk a good talk right now.
Twisted. I wasn't celebrating. I don't like I said, you losing a Lux. That ain't just there wasn't me that punched you in your mouth.
Yeah, and I mean, like, only the niggas that shot me can say they shot. Nobody else.
Like I don't get points for what Lux did. Like that's why I don't.
Nobody do except Lux. Nobody do.
Yeah, but people are going to talk about it. You can't expect people.
Because
you talk so much shit, Seth.
Nobody don't get no points for Lux.
Yeah, but you've got to suck up what comes your way.
Like you might not even be top 10. He was talking that crazy.
This what I don't like. That's the part I don't like. We gonna be like if we going be honest.
You brought this on yourself though, sir.
What we're gonna do is be honest. You feel me? We can agree that okay, Surf lost. But we also could agree that like that does not change it. Once you get to a point where you battling Lux, like that shit don't change. Just stop, bro.
Well, when you perform that way, it does.
You act like it's just one battle where this shit happens.
That's another point.
I won those battles. Like regardless of how you feel about it, John, I won.
You haven't won every battle. Come on.
Cool, I won. Still, John, I won.
You won what though?
Like one more battle than you lost.
Do I feel like I won? You said, do I feel like I won more battles than I lost?
Yeah.
I feel like I have a bunch of classic debatable battles. You know me. We talk outsiders. I'm totally cool with that.
Even better. What are you talking? How don't that make sense? If you can't even finish your material, the other nigga is better.
He's got a point. Sorry?
How you do that?
9-19.
Seth?
How you do that?
Hello? John?
9-19.
Is there an echo? Seth?
9-19.
Must be an echo. You're just repeating yourself back again. Have you got anything else to say?
9-19.
Alright, I tell you what, I'm gonna carry on filming my show. I don't know what's going on there, but there's some sort of echo or something. I can't function. I'm surprised you can, Seth. Alright, I'll speak to you guys later. Alright, yeah, bye. Okay, well that was funny. Okay, so Surf was obviously talking there about the feedback that he's been receiving after his abysmal performance in his battle with Lux on Gnome 10, Gnome X, live on Caffeine. Again, side note here, the URL put out a very sanitized version of that Lux and Surf battle on the URL TV app, where a lot of the sort of chokes or the worst of the chokes were edited out. Avocado said he had nothing to do with editing that footage. That was not cool. I don't know why the battle wasn't put out as it played out live. It really shouldn't be edited to improve viewer performance, because that taints your perception of the battle. You know, if you're picking that up and looking in 5 years' time as a new fan coming into, you know, looking and you're digging through the crates and you see that, you don't understand why, you know, the battle looks a lot more even than it actually was when you saw it live. If the fan doesn't actually get to see that live battle, how it went down, they've got a very warped perception of how the battle actually went, and that's not cool. When you're putting these things on the app or on YouTube or whatever platform you put them out on, you're putting them there to sort of preserve them for posterity, so that, you know, you can always go back and look at the battle. But unless you've seen the original, you don't know, you know, how far from the original it actually is. And I don't think that's a cool thing to do. And yeah, you should stop doing that. Getting back to the surf battle now, I think Surf's issue is ego. Surf is obviously very successful as a rapper. He's had a lot of success and recognition, and he puts out amazing projects. And as a battle rapper, he has had varying success in terms of whether he wins his battles, but generally he puts on really entertaining performances. And then, you know, his promo, his sort of talk game, his interview game, the stuff he does in between and outside of battles, the stuff he does on IG Live, his caffeine stuff now, all of it gives him such a big fan base. He really is so charismatic and good at interacting with people, interacting with an audience, promoting a battle. He's great in face-offs. Like, he does such a great job at being an all-rounder that he does have this massive fan base who generally sort of really, you know, really ride hard for him. And he has had quite a bit of I wouldn't call it hate. There has been some hate, of course, to be fair. There's been some people just, you know, taking the piss. There's been some bottles popped. And there's also been a lot of love, and there were people who especially after the battle was released on the app, who were, you know, giving that battle to Surf 2-1. Personally, I didn't give him a round, even though he is my top battler. He's, you know, the person that I want to see win. Well, I want to see, you know, most battlers win, but he's my favourite battler. So obviously when he goes out there and has a battle on Gnome against Loaded Lux, I want to see him perform, and I want to give him every round. And I couldn't give him one because he didn't finish one clean. He didn't get through one clean. There was not one round that he seemed, you know, that he was there and present and in the building and ready for the opportunity that was in front of him. And why I say it's ego is because I think we had a prepared Surf going into this. They'd obviously known about the battle for a very long time. There's been much of the hoo-ha around this has been that they had so long. They had from, what was it, Halloween, the battle was sort of announced or announced, the face-off. The press conference was announced shortly after that. So obviously he's had a very long time to prepare, and I do think Surf recognised the opportunity that he had on Caffeine Nomex against Lux. I think he recognised the extra eyes that would be on him, the extra sort of attention that would be on the battle, and I do think he prepared for it. I do think he knew his material. I think a lot of it was perhaps written some time ago whilst they were still writing for a crowd. They were still anticipating a crowd. But I don't think he changed too much of that. There wasn't too many indications in his material that much of it was written recently. And the way it was delivered for a crowd. Now, in my mind, I think Surf writes, I don't think he is capable of not writing for crowd reaction. Surf gets so much crowd reaction that I think that subconsciously, even maybe on a subconscious level, when he's writing for crowd reaction, and he can't not do that. I think it's just And when he's delivering his material, his muscle memory almost won't allow him to not perform for a crowd and to not wait for crowd reaction, to not have a pause where he thinks, he's spit some fire and the crowd are going to react, even when there's very little crowd to react. His muscle memory, when he gets into that battle mode, when he's delivering his material, and every previous sort of experience is there with him, I think he cannot perform without reaction. And his first choke in the first round came after 2 minutes of crowd silence. The crowd that was there was silent, and he was delivering some good material. And was he, in front of a large room, or in a large room in front of a big crowd, they really would have reacted to a lot of that. And there was no reaction at all. Lux, towards the end of those 2 minutes, was really, you could see he was feeling the material and he was, excited for the battle. But everything in Surf, his delivery lacked a potency. It lacked, there was something there in his delivery. And I think it's because he relies so much on that feedback, on that love from the crowd, on that reception that he's going to get, that when he doesn't have it, it's almost like there's performance anxiety. When there's no crowd, he just can't get it up. He fails to perform and flops. And that's what we saw round after round. And when I went back and I watched the battle once, every other battle on that card I've watched 2 or 3 times. That one, I watched it live, and I've skimmed through it to do this, to talk about it. And even that I didn't want to do, but I did it because, I have to do my due diligence. But in a lot of his chokes, they come very shortly after really big, lines where he pauses as well and expects a reaction. And it's like the anxiety of not having that reaction fluffs him. It stumbles him. He doesn't know how to continue performing without the love and adoration and feedback from the crowd. And as we go forward into, the future, the next sort of 6 months, the next card, the next few cards, 2021, are we going to get more sort of small room battles? Are we going to get, smaller crowds? What is Summer Madness going to look like? Surf has been hinting that he's on Summer Madness. What's the format for that? Is there a crowd? How, I'm sure he, especially once it was known, because obviously the goalposts did keep changing, to be fair to Surf. He did, there was a lot of sort of tweeting about, no crowd, and it was 2000, now it's going to be this, now it's going to be that. But everybody had those same conditions. Every single battler on that card was subject to the goalposts changing, and most of them, other than Saga, obviously, and I think that was a different problem, but we're not talking about him here today. Every other battler was able to deliver their material. They were able to get through. Even the so-called rookies, the Ultimate Madness finalists, Fonz and Jay the Nightwing, they delivered flawless performances. They had props and everything. They were up there. They were first. They were the first in this format. They were the first on that, on that main stage, on the night of main events. They had to go and they performed flawlessly, as did most of the battlers. I mean, look at the amount of material that Daylight and Tay-Rock had, and they got through it without a problem. The echo that you had, was that an individual thing? Because nobody else had that issue. And when you come out with all of these reasons as to why you couldn't perform when there were, 10, 9, 10, 12, I don't know right now. There were that many other battlers on the card who didn't have that issue, then it looks like you're the problem, not the excuses that you made. Those excuses were yours. nobody else shared them, and it makes you look butthurt. Basically, it makes you look like, you know, you've been hurt, your ego has been bruised, and now you're just sort of, you know, you're hitting back against all your haters. You're doing some really petty stuff on Twitter. It, you know, I guess it keeps your name in people's mouths, but it, for me, you're sort of lowering your stock. And were you just sort of humble and had, you know, said a few words about it and then kept your head down, indeed, if you are on Summer Madness, and then, you know, did whatever you needed to do to make sure that that didn't happen again, no matter what the environment of the battle, you were able to get through your material, then I think that would have been a lot. I think, you know, you wouldn't be getting the hate that you're getting now.